Things are fundamentally changing in the marketing industry in a big way. The introduction of AI has effectively started a new gold rush, with companies all jostling for control of the market. Billions of dollars are being thrown at new tools and more computing power, creating exponential growth and change. If you don't keep up, you're going to fall behind in a big way. But all this change can muddy the water a bit regarding how it will impact the industry and our day-to-day jobs as marketers and business leaders. So let's chat about it. And if anything piques your interest, make sure you comment below. I love hearing from you guys and your takes on topics like this. I've spent my fair share of sleepless nights thinking about how I could eventually lose my job to a well-organized pile of metal and silicon. And in doing so, I've come up with quite a few thoughts on the topic that I think are important to share. The way I see it right now is that AI's impact on marketing can be categorized into three main buckets: identifying and ranking, automation, and generative AI. Now, identifying and ranking is not necessarily new. In fact, it started way back in 2009 with Facebook's first machine learning newsfeed. But since that first newsfeed, companies like Meta have been continuously engineering AI-powered prediction models on what content gets shown in what place and at what time. To those of you who occasionally doom scroll on the Reels feed like I do, you probably know this simply as the algorithm. Now, you may have noticed that these predictions on what gets shown to you have been getting increasingly better over time across nearly all platforms. And this includes the relevance of the ads that are shown to you. The prediction models on who your ads get shown to and where are getting increasingly sophisticated, with more data and computing power than any single marketing department could achieve on their own. Think about it. No one gets on social media with the express purpose of buying something, yet millions of people do every single day. Through the use of AI, micro-intent signals across these ad platforms are being leveraged to identify the optimal user, the one who is most likely to take action. As marketers, it would be wise to lean in and leverage this power. In fact, without it, your relevance in the market might start to dwindle. So, how can we get the most out of algorithms on platforms like Meta, Google, and TikTok? Well, the data that you feed back into these systems is the key to training the models and finding success. You need to be sharing your first-party data back into these systems to train them on what is valuable to your business. This includes things like your purchase data, customer intent signals, and your value goals. This can then be used to create smarter algorithms and better performance, working in sort of a cyclical rhythm. Feeding as much data as you can back into these models will increase their capability to identify and rank people based on their value to you. Next is automation. With AI, automation is reaching new levels. And this doesn't just include things we would traditionally automate, like data flows or reporting. No, we are well past that. With AI, ad platforms are starting to automate integral parts of a marketer's job, like targeting, bid adjustments, and creative. And this is arguably one of the biggest shifts in the marketing landscape. It has always been the highest priority that good marketers are able to identify and reach the right target audience to deliver personalized messaging. But now things are changing. We're entering into an era where automated targeting is becoming more efficient than we could have ever imagined with traditional targeting. And beyond that, most ad platforms have the ability to dynamically change the ad based on what it predicts will be the most relevant for the user that's seeing it, all in a fraction of a second. With this kind of automation, businesses are able to find pockets of performance in audiences that they might not have identified to be their core target market. For example, I might be able to identify traditional targeting traits in you, like your age, your gender, and maybe some broad interests, but I can only know so much. On the flip side, the algorithms we just discussed know a hell of a lot more. They know your intent signals, and they even know your guilty pleasures that show up on your Reels feed that you rarely share with anyone. This machine learning style of targeting is far more efficient and allows marketers to tap into audiences they might not have even known about. So, more and more ad platforms are telling marketers to not restrict their campaigns with traditional targeting, but instead let AI do all the work, and it's proving its weight in gold. So, as a marketer, don't be scared to take a more broad approach. Lean into automated targeting and see how it works for you. Understand that different people have different reasons for buying from you. So make sure you upload a diverse array of creative and message types, then let the algorithm decide who is most likely to convert and with what ad. Creative is becoming the new targeting, so ensure your efforts are focused on generating and testing as much creative as possible. And this leads me to our third and final bucket, which is generative AI. And this is the form of AI that most of you are probably familiar with, things like ChatGPT, Meta AI, Adobe products, and so on. Generative AI allows for the new content creation based on large amounts of data, things like text, images, video, and so on. If you've already popped into ChatGPT and asked it to generate you something, then you probably already know how powerful it can be, and it's only going to get better. It's going to continue to have a massive impact on almost every industry, but for marketing, I see it having the most impact on creative generation and data analysis. With more automated targeting and an industry-wide push for a higher volume of more diverse creative, generative AI can help you and your creative team on a number of fronts. While it might not be able to create the perfect ad for you just yet, it can help you come up with new ideas and storyboard concepts for you and your creative team to go out and develop. It can also help you iterate on top-performing ads and even generate new ad copy for you to use. Overall, it can be a huge time saver and help you avoid those late-night creative blocks. In the near future, I'm sure it'll just take all the work out of advertising and do it all for us. But until then, leveraging generative AI really comes down to giving it a solid prompt to work from. Just like the other types of AI we talked about, generative AI works best if you feed it a bunch of data and give it clear direction of what to work from. Then this will help it learn and generate the results that work for you. And beyond creative, generative AI can help analyze large amounts of data quicker than ever before, and it can even automate text chat solutions to help your sales team. It can be a huge value add to any company who decides to use it. But utilizing these tools really depends on your situation and where you think you can benefit from saving time and man hours to focus on more strategic thinking. Now, in its current state, there are still some flaws with AI. Sometimes it struggles to generate the right image or relevant ad copy. And sometimes the AI algorithm is so focused on short-term performance that it leaves out the bigger picture of building a strong and loyal brand following. So for now, be diligent about checking the output of AI and ensure you're building a strong brand image along with your machine learning performance marketing. But remember, this is just the start of a massive paradigm shift in marketing, and these tools will continue to get better. So let me just recap a few points. The first one is that you have to remember that AI runs off data. So the more data you can feed it, the quicker it will learn and the better it will be. And this includes feeding data back into ad platforms and ensuring that the machine learning algorithm is optimized. Second is that traditional targeting is becoming less and less relevant. AI algorithms and a diverse array of creative types is the new targeting. So make sure you lean into automated targeting and generate a diverse array of creative and let creative and messaging really run your digital strategy. Lastly is that generative AI can save your business a lot of time and money by analyzing your data, chatting with customers, and generating new ideas. So use it in your workflow to amplify your business output. Now, I was recently at the Meta Performance Marketing Summit where they talked about a lot of this stuff. And one recurring theme that I heard multiple times was that creating things might be replaced, but human creativity never will be. And that might be true, or it could be a PR play by Meta to get ahead of the backlash for putting so many marketers out of jobs. I'll let you be the judge of that. But one thing I can say for certain is that AI is here to stay, and those who lean into it will stay relevant, and those who don't will fade into the distance. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.